Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back through daily crypto news and analysis, and today we're going to be talking about Quant Network, aka QNT, so let's just dive in and let's talk about a few things. So, we're going to be starting with Hyperledger Foundation. Why are we going to be starting with, Hyperledger Foundation? Well, they are one of the biggest giants behind Quant. They are a significant company. We're going to be addressing them. We're going to be discussing everything about them. We actually do see here on their website, they do have a dedicated area on their website around Quant Network. We do see Quant Network. We are honored to join Hyperledger and the Linux Foundation to contribute to open source software and provide domain expertise. We see the immense value of collaborating to bring mass adoption for blockchain technology and contributing with our Overledger operating system, which helps unlock the potential of blockchain technology by addressing interoperability between blockchains as well as existing networks. Our work is driven by the belief that collaboration makes the blockchain ecosystem stronger, which is why the majority of our code is open source. We believe it's crucial to support the development of DLT solutions and Hyperledger projects for enterprises and developers. We are excited to join this community to both contribute to and also help customers and users around the world benefit from this transformational technology. Now, why is this significant? Well, recently, going back to July 22nd, we did see Overledger 2.2.11 connects to Hyperledger Fabric. Now, this was a pretty significant, breakdown and announcement simply because of how large, Hyperledger is. And when we really kind of look at Hyperledger, right? We've kind of talked about Hyperledger in the past here and there. They're changing many industries, as you guys do see. Like they do mention healthcare, FlowChain, Lenovo. These are some of the actual companies and stuff. But they also do talk about some of the other major industries that they are a part of. Even if you want to look at what industries they are a part of, I'm pretty sure they have. I thought that they had it up here, but I think that I might be confusing this one with another company. But they are a part of many industries around the world. But we are on their members list here, and I'm pretty sure that I shared with you guys the members list of Hyperledger in the past. But just to give you guys a quick insight, we do see like Accenture, DTCC, which just recently DTCC announced a major announcement utilizing DLT, Fujitsu, Hitachi, IBM, even JP Morgan, and then of course they do have a few other major names down here, and I think even Quant is actually labeled on here, same with like Hedera Hashgraph, and a few other major companies within crypto. R3, Quant, they're sitting right next to each other, and then you do see like Ripple and Swift, Splunk, so many other major names on here, Visa, all the names that everyone will basically know. The connections to Hyperledger are absolutely substantial, and the reason why I talk about this is because all of these major corporations, and by the way, there's a lot more. Like even if you click their interactive like thing here, you could see like the card mode, landscape, projects themselves, members, training partners. I'm pretty sure if we go to projects, we could see, so this is like distributed ledgers. If you click here, I want to say, so I actually thought that this would label it, but it's actually not doing it. It's a little bit confusing. But if we go to the landscape, I think that this is where we could really kind of see like, associates, general, and even premier. But you can see the substantial amount of names that are already connected to Hyperledger, itself. And this is why we really kind of focus on the connections like this to Overledger, because all of these major names here are easily able to connect to the DLT space through their legacy platforms. We already see a lot of like major names from the crypto scene on here, like I said, like Ripple, R3, Quant, etc. And then we actually do see up here, like you are viewing 167 cards with a total market cap of $2.6 trillion and a funding of $5.1 billion. If we actually look at the members, you could also see like the members a little bit more in like the general, vicinity, as well as like associates and stuff. But this is a very substantial name. Now, also, talking about Visa, it's funny that Visa is actually on here because if you go to Visa's website, they also do say here from September 30th, 2021, this is talking about like CBDCs, making digital currency interoperable. Visa shares new thinking on cross-chain interoperability. I'm pretty sure we talked about this a little bit and how this is essentially ODAP, which ODAP is built by Quant. Now, if we are going to see a lot more corporations like this that are a part of Hyperledger kind of building out something specific to this, like around ODAP itself, then that kind of solidifies that all of these major connections on Hyperledger itself in regards to like the members are going to be interconnected through Quant. And I do believe that this is the case. Is it speculation? Sure, you can argue that it is. But Hyperledger is utilizing Quant. They actually already did advertising for Quant, basically free marketing, if you will, on their Twitter, talking about how large of a use case Quant actually is. And it's crucial for the success of DLT with enterprises fully adopting DLT around the world. Like, this is why we look at names like, for an example, let me find it. Hedera Hashgraph, right? As they are centered on enterprise adoption. But you don't get enterprise adoption and you don't get full-on, adoption of DLT and crypto without being able to interconnect the two worlds. It's two diverse worlds here. But I do think that a lot of corporations out there are realizing this. Even going over here to cbpn.currencyresearch.com, FIS advancing CBDC network interoperability and integration. Why are we bringing this up? Well, FIS is actually a huge leader around the world. They are moving very substantial amounts of money on a day-to-day basis. We actually do see their diagram here. I'm actually going to open this up in a new tab just so that you guys can kind of see it without anything in the background. So we do see FIS, CBDC, and digital currencies connected ecosystem, high-level architecture configurable, and we do see like digital money platform at the center here, and this is going to connect to Bank A to Bank B. You do see like individuals, SMEs, corporates, RTGS and A2A integration, bank or PSP as well, bank or PSP. This kind of breaks down like user devices, CBDC command center, existing systems, all that kind of stuff. And we do see APIs, right? All the APIs, this is APIs. All these arrows, this is the diagram to follow. And the funny thing is that they are bringing up APIs. API gateways are going to be the future for interoperability. I've shared this with you guys 100 different times. They are the key. And gateways are going to be the ones that really kind of bridge everything together. This is why we talk about Quant on an everyday basis. Now, the funny thing about this is that when we really kind of look at FIS, like I said, the reason why we bring up FIS so many times is because they are such a major leader behind like the financial markets. We've talked about them many times with Hedera as they are a GC member, but they even do mention like full-on interoperability here itself. They are talking about like cross-border multi-currencies and things like that. Again, everything will be a multi-world, a multi-ledger world, a multi-CBDC, world. Things are going to need to be interconnected. Things are going to have to be able to communicate together. This is why interoperability is such a key aspect. Now, like I said, FIS is a huge leader. It's a global leader around the financial world. They are moving significant amounts of money on a day-to-day basis. In fact, 50%, over half of the world's money. Over 95% of the world's leading banks. And last but not least, we do see here, we move 2 times as much money as the top 3 competitors combined. Like I said, 50% of the world's wealth is managed on their systems. This is why we look at names like this that are, kind of incorporating, interoperability and looking at the future of CBDCs, because this is where we are headed around crypto. I mean, yes, is this going to take time? 100%. This is not going to happen overnight. But even like the BIS is preparing for this with major names. This goes back to September of 2021. We actually do see a few names here. Bank of Canada, European Central Bank, Bank of Japan. I'm not even going to try to pronounce this last one. I would butcher it. Swiss National Bank, Bank of England, and of course the Board of Governors Federal Reserve System, and the Bank for International Settlements. They are focused on interoperability as well behind CBDCs. We actually do see a few things up here that they are talking about inside of this, like the system design, accounts and tokens and CBDC systems, everything broken down fully. They're even talking about like, cross-border payments. Everything will be fully, interconnected. And they actually do have like interoperability down here. Let me see if I could find that tab. I'm pretty sure it's going to be just a little bit forward. I apologize. So here we have it. So interoperability, right? It's a broad term for a CBDC system. It would encompass characteristics sufficient to achieve an easy flow of funds to and from other payment systems. This would help ensure the coexistence of a CBDC system within a wider payment ecosystem. And this is what I say, like when we look at these systems, there's not going to be a one-size-fits-all in regards to a DLT. There's going to be, private and public players here. There's going to be a lot. Honestly, this entire system is very substantial. You got to remember that the entire world's payment flows will be built out upon this system. And I love the fact that they are saying here, like for a CBDC system, sufficient interoperability to ensure an easy flow of funds between payment systems would be a core feature and would contribute to the coexistence of a CBDC within a wider payment system. Hence why I am always saying that QNT it's really funny, right? Because I kind of look at this statement as like a very broad statement. It is a statement that is it packs a punch, right? When we look at QNT and we look at the future of this market, things are going to take time to manifest into, realization. Um, I always look at Quant as a $1 trillion asset. A lot of people will say, if Bitcoin can go to $1 trillion, why can't, XRP? Why can't they can. They can. But the thing is that if we're talking about XRP or any other token going to $1 trillion, why wouldn't it be the core feature that allows for these other tokens to work efficiently within their respective area? Remember, interoperability is at the forefront, the core feature of this future financial system. Now, again, let me reiterate my fact that this is not going to happen overnight. This will happen in time. But remember, Bitcoin, to get to $70,000 from 2009 all the way to 2021, it took a very, very long time, well over the 11-year mark. So when we look at that, right, yeah, sure, I do believe that when we really kind of look at QNT, it could easily achieve a $1 trillion market cap, but the question is, how long? And I don't feel like I'm in an ideal position to tell you guys a time frame, because it's extremely idiotic to even believe that I could. I would say within like a 12-year period, right? Because like that's what we're looking at for Bitcoin's life cycle. But I don't think that we have to wait 12 years. I don't think that's going to be 12 years. I think it's going to be probably, if I had to really kind of give you guys an estimate guess, it would be 5 to 8 years. That would be the time of planning, developing, designing, and implementing CBDC systems. You got to remember that a lot of these are actually going fully live already. Again, my time frame is completely wrong. I will fully admit that. I don't know a time frame at which we are going to hit a specific target. Nobody does. Do not ask anybody, because it does not matter the question, the answer, it does not matter. Nobody knows exactly what is going to be happening around these specific markets. In fact, CBDCs, right? All we really have are a lot of these PDF files from, these major entities that are talking about the planning process, building, developing. Like, they are, working slow towards this because of how substantial of a system this actually is to not only fully incorporate, but also transition to. But these API gateways, like what Quant has built, allows for ease adoption of these specific systems, these DLT systems. And I think that is why, Overledger is such a key player in this market. I mean, you look at the substantial amount of, members on Hyperledger, right? These are very large names, but these are all names that will be transacting on DLT. These are names that will be utilizing crypto technology on a day-to-day basis. And this is just like the bare minimum names. I mean, there's so many other ones out there. You look at what BlackRock just did within crypto. They are fully adopting crypto right now. They are centered on this market. This is one of the biggest opportunities of our lifetime, and I do think that QNT is probably one of the biggest ones out there, because it reminds me of Bitcoin. It reminds me of a coin that could easily achieve Bitcoin's, numbers if we do see substantial amounts of adoption and utility behind it. But again, we are still in a Bitcoin-driven market. We still need a lot more time. There's going to be, up and down. I don't want anyone to be bag holding. I don't want anybody to, put their life savings in or anything like that. Listen, always do your own research, because what I tell you, it's just what I am seeing. But you guys also have to do your own research. I'm not here to give you guys financial advice, but I'm just saying, like, QNT to me is an absolute giant of an opportunity in this space, and I do think that is probably one of the best ones out there. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe to notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As it's up to you all, have a beautiful day, beautiful night, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.